All right, so I suppose in this opening shot, it looks like this is going to be another unboxing to go along with all the other unboxings in the Under the Hood playlist, but it really isn't. This package was ordered from Noble Knight, and we know and we have confirmed over many years how reliable they are. Now, this is just, showing some new stuff that came in the mail today. One of these is new, and the other is a used product. All right, and I got these through the Noble Knight, massive winter sale. Now, I don't want to deny anybody the opportunity to see the Noble Knight wrapping paper, so there's that for you, and for me too. But I say that one book is new and one book is used, and that's true, but both games are old, one significantly older than the other. Let's take away the padding and I'll show you what I'm talking about. So the old and used game, oops, upside down, is a copy of Flashing Blades. All right, and a grand old game, maybe not as famous as it probably should have been. It's from Fantasy Games Unlimited, and well, the cover speaks for itself, doesn't it? And we'll talk about this a little bit more later. Nicely done up as a comic. Next one, as you can see, is by Ron Edwards, and it is, oh, that's interesting. It is Spione, story now in Cold War Berlin. Now, so spies, Cold War Berlin, and story now. So the reason why I picked this up is after my very positive experience with Circle of Hands by Ron Edwards and the way in which it describes how to play, I was very curious to see what he would do, not only with this setting, but with this idea of, again, how to play. So this is by Adept Press, and I can't remember exactly when this was published, so I'm just going to open it up here and let's see when that actually happened. Of course, those are the pages that are stuck together. 2007, so not too old, but old enough. A lifetime if you're a dog. All right, so in the next part of this video, we'll talk more about these games individually once I've had a chance to go through and check the pages myself.
It was a question of honor, and honor was always foremost in the minds of the men who strode through the age of the Sun King. A deserted courtyard on the edge of Paris was the stage on which they met with flashing blades.
It was a question of honor, and honor was always foremost in the minds of the men who strode through the age of the Sun King. I love that. So I want to point this out. A complete role-playing game set in the era of the Three Musketeers. Flashing Blades comes complete with a 48-page rulebook and book of 3 introductory adventures to get any campaign started. A judge's screen and a master character sheet suitable for photocopying. Everything needed to begin a life of romance and adventure in a time when man's actions could determine the course of history. So this is that 48-page rulebook. But this is also that GM screen, and this is also the 3 adventures in this tiny little thing. It was a very different time of design. Instead of these bloated, monstrous books with heavy layers of art on every page, this is all text, right? Small font, 2 large columns, and all content all the time. It's not like it's absent of art, and it's not like there isn't good quality art, but it's, I don't know how to say it, it's a instruction manual first and inspiration second. You needed to be turned on by the idea of it rather than being continually persuaded by each page of it, if that makes any sense. So there's a lot of reasons why I wanted to get this game, and in the future, time permitting, we'll talk about it a whole lot more. For Spione, Story now in Cold War Berlin. There's a lot to talk about, too much for this video. But as you check on the back, it's focused on the nature of spies, espionage, their relationship with truth, shall we say. And it sets you up to role play in an unusual way in divided Berlin. And it introduces the rules which Edwards refers to as story now. So rules for creating original stories in small groups. And there's another caveat that goes along with that, in that in its format, the way that the game plays out, it should end up being very much like a radio play or something along those lines. It's something that's meant not only to be played, but also to be listened to afterward. Quite a challenge. I'm looking forward to see, first of all, how it reads, and then, of course, how it plays.